For 3.5 billion years, biology has operated as a relentless engine of problem solving. Through elemental friction and deep time, we emerged as the most rapidly adapting creatures on Earth, ultimate survival specialists. Yet, look closely at our current state. Across the globe, we are socially, physiologically, and psychologically sick. The modern human experience feels a lot like treading water in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. You are still breathing, you still have a job, you are still technically functioning, but the waves keep crashing over you. The personal computer, the internet, the smartphone, and social media each hit your system before you finished processing the last. Our biological hardware is failing because the world we trained for during childhood no longer exists. We find ourselves constantly out of our depth, struggling through problems that should be perfectly intuitive. We are well-designed creatures, built for an environment that has vanished. Even with our history of survival, we are struggling to navigate our own daily lives. This daily exhaustion is a biological crisis. We are a species actively being distorted by the very environment we created. This chart visualizes hyper-novelty. It compares our slow biological adaptation against the steep spike of technological change. At this velocity, the technology curve breaks entirely away from biology, rendering our historical ability to adapt mathematically useless. To understand the danger, we have to look at how evolution actually builds systems. Biology operates in distinct, stacked layers, starting with our genetic code at the foundation. Our genetics eventually created culture as a highly effective tool for survival. But over time, human culture took on a life of its own. It stopped obeying the genome that created it. AI represents the newest evolutionary layer, stacked directly on top of genetics, language, and culture. Tech companies market the idea that humans will control AI simply because we built it. This assumes technology is immune to billions of years of evolutionary history. This feedback loop models leveraged stupidity. AI takes a minor human flaw, feeds it into a central computational node, and mathematically multiplies our irrationality. It acts as a blind amplifier, rapidly scaling those vulnerabilities across entire networks. Integrated into defense systems, the margin for error collapses. An AI hallucinating a threat could prompt a nuclear exchange impossible in a slower, human-centric world. AI's true threat stems from its role as an immediate amplifier of our most fragile, psychologically fractured traits. We are standing at an event horizon. We have entered a state where the waves of hyper-novelty will never stop to let us catch our breath. Humanity has a long pattern of self-injury. We eagerly adopt novel scientific solutions, like liquid mercury, without understanding their toxicity until the damage has already been done. This leads to a harsh evolutionary reality. The human species, like every species before us, will eventually go extinct. We must view this species-level timeline the same way we view our personal lives. We know we will die individually, yet we do not surrender today. Survival now requires us to become a new kind of people. We have to actively curate our exposure to this technology and build systemic immunities against the digital storm. Because we solve every new problem with a tool that creates 10 more, we are in a loop of compounding self-injury. Our moral obligation is to break that cycle and stave off the final biological consequence of a species that can no longer survive its own inventions. Our duty is to survive the storm of our own making. We must fight to leave behind a hospitable world, ensuring our descendants still have the glorious opportunity to be human.